People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. It means a lot, especially because this is a bit of a random stream. It's a bit off the cuff. It's a bit random, as I just said. And it's early, man. Like, I appreciate it's Sunday morning. I know a lot of you are, getting a couple hours sleep. The kids are probably to rest. A lot of you are soaking the rice and soaking the peas, preparing the rice. The chicken's been seasoned from yesterday. It's about to go in the oven and all of these sort of things, cleaning the yard, whatever you're doing. I would say going football with your young ones and little ones, but that's not a thing with Corona. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're well and safe. And obviously, I'm just speaking for people within my reality that are in the UK. A lot of you are abroad. A lot of you have different time zones. Like if you're in America, it's stupid o'clock in the morning right now. If you're in Australia, only God himself knows. I think you man are what, 10 hours ahead. So it's a bit of a madness. And I know a lot of you are, elsewhere with similar sort of time zones. So big up everybody who's locked in, whoever you are, wherever you are. And like I said, for me, it's 9:30, and some of you are active from early. I'm seeing a lot of you consistent ones, man. Big up my guy, always in the comments. Carter Sage is locked in. We've got everyone. People. You're loving the slogan. Come on, like Jamal said, people, smash the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. Big up Monica, locked in from Kenya. Like you said, Christian, early gang. Come on, bro. I'm there, Saeed, man. I'm there. I'm good, man. I'm good. I got my health. Come on, Dermot. Let's go. I know you're from Ireland, so big up all my Irish ones locked in as well. Come on, man. Everybody's showing mad love. Everybody seems to be in good spirits. Everyone seems to be there. Aye, my guy, Really Ren. Make sure you go streaming stuff on Spotify. One of the best rappers, if not the best rapper in the UK. So make sure you go take him in and whatnot. Come on, man. I'm seeing a lot of you. Come on, AJ. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. You lot have locked in, big up the 72 people in here, people. As I said, let's hit the like button. Leng has said, big win today, Brody. I hope we win. I really do. But we'll deal with that one when it comes. Come on, Alpha. Come on, Clean. Like I said, I hope everybody's locked in. I hope everybody's doing well and safe. And yeah, that's the greetings. That's the pleasantries. Now, let's get into the bulk of the stream. Now, Dominic Szoboszlai, I've done a video about him time ago. I know a lot of you have taken him in a while ago, and he's someone we want at Arsenal. If you're another fan of another club, you want him. He can hit a set piece. He comes alive in and around the semicircle and the opposition's box. He's got good passing range. There's a lot that he needs to improve in. There's a lot that he needs to better in, especially if he was to come to Arsenal, in my opinion, under Arteta, because of the tracking and stuff. There's a lot of development you'd have to do. But for me, I can't help but love Szoboszlai. He looks the part. That's one thing as a creative man. As I said, good passing range, can deliver a set piece, comes alive in and around the opposition's box. He's a killer in there. As you've seen in his 3 Champions League games, he's given a good account of himself in his 3 appearances in the Champions League group stages, and his stock is ever rising. You lot remember a couple of years ago, we made his debut in the Europa League, and people have known about him before he even broke in. So he's got a long list of admirers. I know you've all seen primarily there's been reports we've always been linked with him, innit? It's nothing new. But recently there's links primarily coming out of Hungary to say that Arsenal want to move for him in January, similar to how Liverpool brought in Minamino to their club. I'm going to get into it, but I'm skeptical for many reasons. The first thing is because if I'm Szoboszlai, you're playing Champions League football. Again, you can move like with Minamino, but you're having a good season. You're feeling important. Currently, you're still in Europe. The move will come. You're only 20. You've made 70 odd appearances for your club, Salzburg, right now. You can probably get 100 by the end of the season. That's a solid grounding for a 20-year-old. The more you keep playing, the more you keep doing your thing in the middle of the park, the more other people become admirers of you. And you can imagine, like I just said, the 3 Champions League games my man's played already. Anybody that wasn't interested in him are probably their scouts are doing the scouting reports and registering interest in him. It did appear he was going close to joining AC Milan, but for whatever reason that one didn't happen. So I'm a bit skeptical. Why would you leave a team where you feel important and you're doing your thing in Europe mid-season? Of course, Arsenal and Salzburg, I love Arsenal. We're not in the Champions League, but I think there's a big enough pedigree to make the move. So he would kind of be harmed in that. He'd still be able to play in Europe, I think, because they changed the rules. Also, as well, if you're Szoboszlai, if you've got a cheap release clause, if you was about to leave last summer, if your stock is rising with every performance, obviously saying Arsenal are interested in you in January, it's going to provoke a bidding war even more, because Arsenal may be interested, and it might be the truth. And this came from his agent apparently, as well as Hungarian reports. You know, there might be the truth, but also that's to spark a bidding war, and that's what you want to do as an agent. AC Milan had a chance to get him last year. They didn't go and do it. You know, Arsenal are probably interested in him. You know, his release clause is around 20 odd million or something. Clearly, that's less than someone like Arawa. You know, I want either or. I want both. I've got both in my football manager team, to be fair with you. I want both. But Szoboszlai is cheaper. There's resale value. He's probably more attainable. I'm also a bit skeptical because I look at Szoboszlai as someone that's probably going to move to Germany. Of course, I want to be wrong. I want him to come to Arsenal. He was close to moving to AC Milan. But, you know, you've given a solid account of yourself at Salzburg. You know, you've made 70 odd appearances. He's getting closer and closer and closer to obviously playing on a more, you know, becoming a more certified player. He's been capped for his country. For me, would you not go from Salzburg to Leipzig or something like that, play for a couple of years, and then the next move, whether that's to Bayern Munich, whether that's to all of these clubs that he's been linked with at once upon a time. So I think Germany is who is going to get him. It would be a great place for his development. Obviously, you've seen Haaland not go to Leipzig, but do the German thing, and maybe Borussia Dortmund could be one for him. For someone who's 20 years of age, I think he's got a lot of potential. He's rough around several edges, you know, defensively need to improve. He needs to play to a slight bit more consistency. And I think similar to Aouar, people sensationalize these players. They're great players, but people don't speak about their not failings, but their shortcomings. People put them at a pedestal they're not necessarily at. So I really want Szoboszlai. God knows, I hope it's done in January, because, you know, between not bringing in Szoboszlai, between the Aouar one not happening, you know, between not having any other targets, between at first team level right now, I'm not seeing anything from Mikel Arteta or Arsenal to suggest we're going to fix it in-house, whether that's reintegrating Ozil, whether that's, you know, playing Willian in the 10, whether that's a Joe Willock or Smith Rowe or Nelson. I haven't seen any of that. We know creativity is harming us. I don't think if Szoboszlai or Aouar and all of these men, they come into the club, immediately our problems are solved in terms of creativity, because you're seeing it. You know, Ozil had the same problem at Arsenal as well. I'm not seeing, you know, we don't have enough movement as a team. The whole team has to want to play the pass. The whole team has to want to make an angle. You look at Man City, Kevin De Bruyne can do his thing because he's a good player, but 9 times out of 10 in possession, he has 2 options. That comes down to the coaching. That comes down to the players, because you need to make move. You need to run. You need to create movement. You need to make movement and create space if the ball's not coming to you, so your teammates can exploit that. And I think it would be a case of whoever comes in right now, from what I'm seeing at Arsenal, whatever creative man comes in, they're going to have a lack of runners. There's going to be a lack of space and things like that. So I'm not too sure, you know, if that solves the problems, but let's not be silly. It's a step in the right direction. I think he's passed every test that I've seen of him. I'm not watching him week in, week out at Salzburg. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've watched a bit of him. Obviously Champions League and Europa League and everything available. You've seen the videos I've been speaking about him. I think he's a player we need personally. I think he's got a lot of development. And when you look at someone like Aouar, you know, he's obviously more expensive, so this can help us. I think Szoboszlai has the right physicality. He can improve a bit, but I think he's got to improve defensively a lot if he was to come into Arsenal in the Premier League and just in general. I think he can play a bit more consistent level as well and take it to a higher level. I think he could be a bit more refined in his role as well. But at 20 years of age, you could do a lot worse. He's a baller, people. He really is a baller. Personally, I think his agent is speaking up his client, because he knows Szoboszlai is probably on the move at the end of this season, if not in January. And there'll probably be a whole host of, as I said, German clubs. AC Milan have registered interest. Arsenal have registered interest. There's probably a bag of clubs interested in Donny that we don't know. And every performance he puts in Europe, you know, it's not like he set the world alight in Europe, but he's given a good account of himself. There's going to become more and more and more admirers. And as an agent, that's what you need to do for your client. You know, there's a number of projects. I can't remember the guy's name, people, but it's Nico something. It begins with an S. One of them in the know Twitter guys. He has said Arsenal are in talks with Dominic Szoboszlai for January. They have readied a contract until 2025 plus the option of another season. AC Milan are also interested in him. Salzburg could sell in January, as happened with Highland to Borussia Dortmund and Minamino last year. Fabrizio Romano has said he's in love with the Premier League. So let's see what Arsenal will decide. What I'm told is that Arsenal are looking to sign this kind of player. They're looking at Szoboszlai. They are looking at Aouar. They are looking at Aouar. They are now considering the situation of Szoboszlai. The situation is that Arsenal have been following Szoboszlai for years. So let's see what will happen next summer or in January. But Arsenal are following the player. And it's a bit like that guy who went to Thingy, man. What's his name? Kulusevski. We was watching him for time. He's gone to Juventus now. That's someone we should have moved from. Different profile position as well, but the same logic. You know, that doesn't surprise me. Arsenal should be scouting Szoboszlai for years. And there's probably a bunch of people, you know, from the minute he made his debut at 17, clubs are probably registering interest. And I think we should go for him because for whatever reason, he didn't go to AC Milan. So for whatever reason, it didn't happen. You know, let's exploit that. We need this sort of role. You know, he's got a 20-odd million release clause. Apparently, he wants to play in the Premier League. He's got the physique to play in the Premier League. He could bulk up a bit and a bit more consistency, but he's got that. Obviously, at 20 years of age, there's a resale value. Just going based on what I said, 5 years plus an addition of an next year, that's essentially tying a man down to 6 years until he's 26 at the moment in time. Obviously, by then, he should be in his peak powers. You probably should give him one of the biggest contracts of his career to date. And I'm on that. I would like him and Aouar, to be fair with you. But, you know, if it came to a push, I'm happy with either one. I think Aouar was a baller. He's someone I would fall in love with. You know, I'm an Arsene Wenger baby. You know, that's the only manager up until a time I knew at Arsenal. And I think Aouar what's the word? He suits that to a T sort of thing. And I think he would be a baller in that regards. For me, it's the price tag, because, you know, Arsenal have been, you know, doing a Mazza in relation to needing to move man on and things. Obviously, he gives us something different as well. So I can't go without it. So you've got Fabrizio Romano and the next Donny saying that. They're echoing what we thought. But for me, I'm a bit skeptical. When you see the bargain, sort like Thingy said, 25 million is a bargain. When you see the price tag, that should be done in January. But does he want to move in January? You know, is he going to move to Arsenal in January? Or is he going to move to somewhere else? Is he going to do what most men do, in that they go from the Austrians to the Germans? You know, have they got the upper hand in that? I hope Arsenal have him, but it remains to be seen. I think you're capping Starbucks. Willock is not more talented than Szoboszlai. That's cap. But shout out to Joe Willock. You know, we've got some love for Szoboszlai here. Come on, live from Planet X. Come on, people, hit the like button, man. What's going on? 45 likes, 200 of you watching. Shame on you. It don't cost a thing. Like you lot are probably enjoying your, you know, for all the Yardmen and Caribbean people out there, you got your seasoned beans, you got your plantain, you got the rest of it for breakfast right now. You know, a lot of you got your cup of tea. I'm not asking you for nothing financially. I'm asking you just to hit the like button. A lot of you are just enjoying, bro. What's wrong with you lot, people? It is what it is, though. I hope we get Szoboszlai, but until January comes, I don't know. And I would like to see that situation dealt with in January. I don't think you're going to bring in an hour in January. I think you have more of a chance of Szoboszlai, even though I'm skeptical, but you got to get one of them man in. Obviously, maybe you have to entertain a loan spell. Like I've seen someone in the comments talking about Isco on loan. Let me try and find that. Let me try and find that, man. Somebody mentioned Isco on loan. Apology, I don't even think I could find it, but someone mentioned signing Isco on loan, and I'd be interested. You know, Zidane doesn't seem too fond of him. Again, we've got man said Szoboszlai, I wish. We've got Ceballos on loan, so I'm not too sure of the rules and the red tape behind that, and if it actually can be done. So who knows, people? But I would love, like I said, I want it to happen. You know, in an ideal world for me, Ozil was either moved on in January or registered in the side along with a Szoboszlai or something like that, and then we move forward, because creativity, at least till January, there isn't much we can do, and like you've seen, it's still harming us so quite a lot, people. Isco has gone fatty. To be fair, Fat Isco's probably more creative than Hella, man. Not that I care about a man's size and all them thing there, man. Is what it is. Like you said, Alan, he's been performing at only 20 years of age. You know, he still needs to take it to a next level. If we was watching him in his league week in, week out, there might be times we look at it and say, yo, he was a bit average there and whatnot. But, you know, 20 years of age, 70-odd appearances for Salzburg. Like you said, he's done it in Europa. He's doing it in Champions League right now. He's passing the test put at him right now. You know, we don't need, obviously I would like the finished article, but we can't sign them finished article sort of man. So let's bring him in. He's got a lot of potential. He can do what he needs to do, people. Big up Curtis in there. Man said, yo, DG, the collab has to be back. Bro, you keep airing the thing, man. Shut up with all of that, man. Shut up. Give it a rest. big up Curtis, man. But yeah, Curtis, it's on you, bro. It's on you, bro. It's on you. Big up my guy, though. Either way, but as I said, you know, Szoboszlai should be done. I would like to see Szoboszlai come in. I would like to see Ozil potentially reintegrated into the team at least to the end of the season to some degree, whether that's on the bench or whatever. At least, and if he's not going to be moved on. Obviously, Smith Rowe, if he stays fit for me, he plays games, and I badly want him to stay fit and get some games, but it's easier said than done, and he's been unfortunate. I know on Saturday, was it Saturday? No, it was Friday. He batted up Blackburn's under 23s. He grabbed the brace, and obviously I'll review that game. Well, got the review done. I'll bring it out later, people. But it is what it is, people. Like he said, smash the like button, man. Come on, smash the like button. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Easy. Big fan of Easy. Big fan of Easy. Yeah, man. You know, apparently Koeman going into Barcelona is what kind of tipped the balance and made it impossible for us. And you'd imagine to bring someone like Coutinho in, there's probably a lot of finances behind it. Like, I don't think you're gonna pay what Spurs have paid for Bell on loan, but you're probably looking at something like that, man. For me, it's the cheaper one, my guy. Our one, Szoboszlai, I hear you, he scores more goals. They're slightly different players, although they can both play in the same role. I would be happy with either one, you know, either one. They're both two players I'm going for in Football Manager when the next one comes out. But like you said, the key one for me is the cheaper thing. If we can do it in which one is probably more realistic, who knows until it's done in January. But you'd be imagined signing 20 odd, activating a release clause for 25, 20 odd million is easier to do than 50, 60, whatever hour was said. So I agree with what you're saying, Aziz. The main thing for me is the finances. That's what gets it, you know. And again, resale value. I don't want us to be a farming club. I don't want us to just sell man for the sake of it, but we need to consider the resale value. You know, Gabriel, I want him here for a significant number of years, definitely 5 years minimum, but 5 million upfront to Leo and the rest spread it out over his 5-year deal for someone that should get called up for the next Brazil team, in my opinion. He's done all he can. You know, there's resale value there. You know, there's many. I don't want Martinelli or Saka to leave, but that's something we have to consider also. You know, Tierney's not the oldest. That's something we have to consider. You know, so it is what it is, and a lot of you are feeling the fact that it's 20 odd million pounds for the release clause. It is what it is. Daka needs to do a lot more development. I think he's a talented player, and I would take him at Arsenal, but I think Daka needs to stay where he is for a year or two, and just further develop. Let's say at least 18 months before that move, in my opinion. Is what it is. You're right. Leipzig probably do have first dibs on him, so you know our backs are against the wall, sort of thing. Is what it is. I think that's silly. I don't think, I mean, with all due respect, Nathaniel, there's not a logical reason you've provided there apart from the sake of him being from Hungary. I mean, it doesn't really, his nation's irrelevant. If you're a good player, you're a good player. There might be reasons for him struggling, but his nationality won't be different. You know, I've seen Brazilians fail here. I've seen Argentinians fail here. Equally, I've seen them have success. So the nationality is important. It's about the player, the profile, and the system and what he's coming into. That's it. I don't think his country has much relevance. Pretty silly comment, but it is what it is. Come on. Like he said, like the thing, people. Like up the thing. Shame on everybody. Like he said, Mr. Adlib, shame on you lot. Shame on you lot. I hope you lot, I'm trying to appeal to your conscience. You lot are so lazy and selfish. See, when I blow, I'm getting out of here. You think you're getting videos at 9:30 in the morning? Myth. No, I'm playing, man. I'll always do it for the ones of you that are showing love. You know, we've got some contrasting opinions for Isco. Isco's getting some love, and then Isco's also getting some hate. Like Femi said, smash the like button. Oh my, you're a moderator. You should be getting onto these, man. Where's Daniel? I feel a bit of that, Chris. I think that's what I mean. There's a lot of development. I think he could be more consistent throughout 90 minutes. For in different words, that's something I've been trying to allude to. So you're someone like myself paying attention to Donny. Love for that, Jordan, man. It means a lot. Big up the 300 odd people locked in. He could be our James, but I don't, again, unless you're buying man permanently, I'm not too sure on how that works in relation to, obviously, we've got Ceballos on loan. We've got someone saying Isco is too old. Let's see how old Isco actually is quickly, people. Isco is 28, which, again, you've got a number of years, man. Look at David Silva. You know, and you've got Thomas Partey, who is 27. So I'm not too sure. I don't think you were saying that about Thomas Partey. I feel your presence, but I just feel man are too quick to do the age thing. Like the minute man turned 28, 29, man are like, oh, get them out and whatnot. Where if we look at, it's all about how they look after themselves as a professional. More importantly, big up Stevie, man. Come on, much love, man. Come on, hope you're all fine and dandy. I really want a green tea, but I'm doing this for you guys. Like Emmanuel once again said, smash up the like button, man. Come on. A lot of love there, man. Come on, come on. Football Manager series soon coming. Football Manager series soon coming. Soon coming. Big up yourself, Jordan. I mean, Turkish and Curtis on a prestige thing, but I mean, if you can, I'd implore them both to look at their Twitter DMs and look at their WhatsApp. It's them, man. They're not replying. I love them both, but I can't force them both to come on this thing, my guy. It is quite boring, consistently shouting the same man, doing the same old thing. But you know me, I've got a lot of love for them. Whenever they're ready, they're there. But I've done all I can in that regards. Like Omar said, man, I'm up early, man. Bro, FA, same, bro. I would like both, but same way we can't be greedy in it. We can't be greedy. Of course, I would like Szoboszlai, Aouar. You'd have a party in there for me. Guendouzi and Torreira get reintegrated. You got 5 midfielders, and obviously there's Joe and El Nene have done well this season as well. So a decision would need to be made. And I think with that being said, I think you get that Ceballos would probably go back on loan and go back to Madrid. But I would like both, but it's probably a dream chase, my guy, man. You're probably looking at what, 20, 25 million for Szoboszlai, 50, 60 odd for Aouar. Are we going to do that on two? I don't want to call them luxury players. And can I call them luxury players, especially when Arsenal need them? Like, how is it a luxury? Like, again, we know Ozil's a luxury man, but his skill set and what he gives to the team, is it luxury because or is it a necessity for us right now? Creativity seems to be a necessity, and those two players are necessity players for us because we're not breaking the lines. We ain't got players that are really brave in possession and the rest of it. But if we was to look at it, they're probably two players you class as luxury. You know, they're the sort of, you know, they're not corned beef and rice. They're not essentials. They're, you know, they're accessories, man. They're all Harrods and Harrods breakfast and all of those things. These are prestige sort of players that cost a lot, players that probably get fans seats into bums and whatnot. Well, yeah, bums on seats or into the stadium. So I think both are going to cost a pretty penny. Would love both, but probably not realistic. It is what it is. Like Alan said, he brings the sauce, man. Brings the sauce. Come on, big up yourself, Big Gunner D. Another one that's always up in the thing as well, man. It really means a lot. 150 likes. Let's go. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up, man. Let's get up the likes, people. That's the only thing you lot need to make some effort to. I know it's Sunday, but bloody hell, man. Come on, wake up, fellas. Wake up, people. I mean, big up Rance's show, but I'm not really paying attention to what Avellino and Dapo and these sort of men are doing. Big up Dapo as well, but it is what it is, my guy. I needed you there for some passion and rationality. I was busy them time there, so it is what it is. You know me, I'm never there for the banter, and I'm there for the banter, but I'm not there for the slanging matches and, you know, your shit, no, wear shit, no, this, that, and the other. I'm not there for that. So if it was that happy, I'm not there, man. It is what it is. But it is what it is. We move, man. We move. I mean, Nico, how would you quantify that? Whether I might agree with you, but I'd like to say, how do you quantify that, my guy? How do you know that? I'm not saying that to set you up. I genuinely like to know how you know that, because it's always difficult learning into the insights of players. Big up AFC Everton, they're locked in. You know, hey, people, if you're a decent footballer in North London, I know football's looked off, but, you know, check out AFC Everton and whatnot. There should be a video coming out today, actually, of our cup game where, you know, grass is green. I conceded a penalty, but then us went and scored the winner. So nobody talk on my name. But thoughts on Lookman's penalty? 1 second, my dude, because I think this would make a good little clip for just in general. But in relation to Lookman's penalty, what can you say? Terrible penalty. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong. Lookman is left-footed. He's elected to bang it with his right. You know, he's tried to chip it. Bearing in mind, Fulham obviously are fighting relegation. Can't buy a win. Literally, people's jobs are on the line. Managers are fighting every day for their games. You know, they could have got something out of the game against West Ham. And he's pardon my language, fucked it. You know, if it works, he looks like a bad boy. He looks brave. If it doesn't, he takes all the criticism. He looks like an idiot, which he rightly does. You know, it was stupidity. You know, and for me, if I'm Scott Parker again, he was having a decent game in that game until that happened, obviously. And wasn't it against Sheffield that he scored as well? But that's the sort of thing that makes managers not trust you, because if I'm a manager, I'm fighting to stay in the league. I'm fighting for my team. I'm fighting to just keep a job. I can't trust you. It doesn't matter about your ability. You know, you're dying members of the game. We've been given a lifeline with a penalty, and you go and do that. I can't trust you. I can't trust you. It's not about ability. It's the same way you see a lot of man frozen out. For me, that's why he wouldn't play for me ever again at Fulham. Or if it was, he'd have to sit down for a significant period of time. You can't trust him. You know, he probably, you know, his teammates should have laid into him in the training, in the change rooms, as should have his manager. He should have laid into himself. But at the same time, football is never a scapegoating thing. Yeah, Lookman gets the headlines. He could have nicked something for Fulham and whatnot. But, you know, Fulham over 90 minutes, did every player do what they needed to do? You know, because if they did, maybe they wouldn't have to rely on that. Maybe they win that game or they get a point and they laugh and they think about what ifs with Lookman. So Lookman has to, he deserves every, and you know, I'm a big fan of Lookman. I'm a big fan of defending young players, but you can't defend the undefendable. It's a stupid penalty. I don't know what's going through his head. I big up the confidence to even try that, but it's stupidity, you know, it's complacency. It's just stupid. Just smash it and be serious, really. So he needs to face it. My problem is I do sympathize with him. You see him thingy. You see him. What's the word? You see him lock off his. What is it when you bar the comments on Instagram? So only like verified people and people you follow mess with you can speak about that. He's done that. Obviously, it's bad for his confidence, man. I don't want to see the fire in his belly somewhat shut out because he is a very much a confidence player. That thing there probably it showed his confidence when it's going well, but it's probably shattered his confidence. And all he can do now is get back on the train. He needs to he needs to thingy. He needs to get on. He needs to get on with it. He needs to just continue it. He needs to just deal with life. He has to face the critics and music and deal with the banter. But he needs to get on the train. He needs to go to his park, do some training because I don't know what he's doing. You know, he's probably off penalty duties. And for me, the main point, if I'm Scott Parker, I don't trust him. I can't trust you anymore because listen, we need to get something out of the game, and you're doing that. You'll be like you said. You know, you're putting your own game upon. You're putting your own personal gain above the team. If you scored, the confidence to take it with his right foot and chip it, it looks like a bad boy, look like a donut. So it is what it is in that regards. That's my thoughts on Lookman. I hope he gets through it. I'm concerned for how he deals with this in terms of what's the word, man? What's the word I'm looking for? Moving forward sort of thing. It's like this might shatter a man's confidence, but I think he's got he might seem like a quiet lad, but he's clearly got a degree of confidence within him when things are going well to even attempt that. But he needs to face the criticisms, and I wouldn't be surprised if Scott Parker drops him for a couple of games. If not, doesn't use him again. Because in other circumstances, if that's at, with all due respect, if that's at a bigger club, if that's under Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, whatever Man United player does that again, no matter who you are, you know, unless you're like probably Ronaldo or them man there, you're never playing again. You're never, because we're in this business for 3 points. You've cost my team a point at minimum. I can't trust you, Lookman. You know, I can't trust you. When man are fighting relegation, people are fighting for jobs. Dare I even say, you know, at bottom, you know, when this team go down, yeah, there might be a parachute payment for Fulham, but we all know, you know, there's going to be cutbacks. As you've seen with Corona, there's going to be cutbacks. Managers are going to lose jobs. Staff are going to lose jobs. Some players are not going to be playing for other Premier League teams. So man are fighting for their futures, and you're going and doing that. You're spitting in their face, really and truly. Whatever they're working on all week, you're spitting in their face if you're going to go and do that. You're not respecting the team. You're not respecting the club. You're not respecting yourself. And you just look like a wally. So that's my thoughts on that, bro. You just look like a wally. Like, you just look like a wally, a proper wally. And I back Lookman. Lookman will come through. The football's a short game, you know. This will live from him for life, you know, be with him for life. Every time you type in Adamola Lookman, it will be there. But he has to live with it. You know, football moves fast. The beauty, the sad thing is it's international, babe, but the beauty is of it. Keep your head down, get into training and whatnot, and right the wrongs. Because at the end of the day, after the international break, if you get another start and you body whoever Fulham got next, everybody loves you again and they forgive you for that. You know, it is what it is in that regards, people. You know, it is what it is. But moving away from Lookman, smash the like button. Cleaner said, bro, please read the question. Well, I don't understand your sentence, my guy. So I don't know what you're on about, man. So, man, I just have to leave that one there, my guy. You know, I don't know what you're on, and I don't really like the tone of that. So I'm going to have to block you. Sunday morning, let's not be rude, people. Let's not be rude. Like you said, it's all for personal game. It's all for personal game. All for personal gain. It's just stupid. You know, he should have been rasped up in the training ground. You know, Alexis isn't doing that. Not that he's relevant. You know, is what is. Needs rasping up in the changing room. That's about it. He needs to hold a couple licks. You know, hope he bounces back. But you have to face the music. You have to face the music, man. Like I say, probably just relegated himself, man. We'll concede less pens than Deluded. You won't score more goals than me or make the difference, man. Let's put some respect on my name, man. Come on. Think you're sensationalizing things, people, my guy. You know, Szoboszlai does disappear in games, as does Arawa and Ozil, but they've all carried their team. So I think you need a bit more balance there, Nico, my dude, man. It's not another penalty, my guy. Our games come out released in the stagger thing. I've only conceded 2 penalties, one in the league, one which wasn't a pen because the man's offside and the ref isn't even there and the linesman hasn't given it and he's told the referee do it. So allow me, Hamid, man. You know? Like you said, integrity over everything, my guy, man. It is what it is, man. Keep hitting the like button. It is what it is. Andrea said, do you think Arteta can be as successful as an attacking coach? I think so, but it's one thing that I'm onto him the most because he's shown me he can improve us defensively. He's shown me he can coach. You've got better players at your you have better players in an attacking sense at your disposal than collective defensive options. And this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's as white and black as Szoboszlai comes into this club, Aouar comes into this club, or whoever come, even if Ozil was to be reintegrated and our attacking and creative issues are solved, because I'm not seeing that. I saw it with what we're doing defensively to say, all right, cool. When you get a Gabriel, when you get a Partey for the spine of the team, I can see what Arteta's on because I still see a lack of movement and not one attacking player is thriving in an attacking outlet at our team. Saka, we'll give it to Saka. He's doing his thing, you know. But, you know, the players have to take personal responsibility for their own performances, but it's no coincidence, you know. So if none of our attackers, and let's not gas it, Willian, Pepe, Lacazette, you know, they might not be the best in the world or the best in the league, but they can present a threat. They are a couple of collective attacking options. Any team or game you go into, teams have to think about them. Defenders don't necessarily want to play against them. You know, Aubameyang, you know what Aubameyang's on. So we can offer a lot more. And from what I've seen, I don't think it's as white and black as Szoboszlai comes in, Aouar comes in, and all our problems are addressed. It definitely goes a step towards fixing that, but I haven't seen anything from a coaching perspective to suggest that. And that's something firmly for Arteta to fix up at, people. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regard. Moving away from that though, people, and if we just talk briefly about some injury news. Reece Nelson has an injury to his right knee. He sustained a knock in training ahead of Thursday's game. He's aiming to be back in training, full training next week. So I'm not too sure if he plays for England's under-21s or if he's been called up. Callum Chambers is now back in full training and progressing well. So again, you know, he might get a couple under-23 games. Pablo Maria is continuing running outside and strengthening program. He's also doing light ball work and he's aiming to be in full training after the November international period. Martinelli seems to be ahead of schedule. He's now commenced running outside in addition to daily strengthening and a recovery program at London Coley. He's also integrating into outside group sessions and aiming to return to full training by the end of the calendar year. So within the next month or so. Sure you've all seen, congratulations to Hector Bellerin. He's been called up to the Spain squad as a replacement for Jesus Navas, who's been playing as a right back in recent games. Obviously, he last appeared in 2016, but he's in line to maybe feature against Netherlands on the 11th of November. He could also face current teammates Leno and potentially Xhaka, depending on what happens in relation to Switzerland and Germany on the 14th and 17th of the month. So congratulations to Bellerin. I think he's been in decent form and, you know, not quite the form to get into that Spanish side, but, you know, people are watching. And with the Euros next year, you know, you put in a good performance of yourself. You never know what the manager might think of you and he might do. I'm sure you've all seen as well, away from that, Jose Mourinho's been in typical Jose fashion, folks, and playing the sort of victim thing. As you lot know, in light of what's happened with Ryan Giggs and the whole, not to talk about man's personal life, but potential assault charges and whatnot, he will not take charge of Wales in their next upcoming internationals. And our coach, I can never say his name, Stevenberg, I can never say his name, is in line to be take charge of the team temporarily. As you know, he does up the Wales thing, he does up the Arsenal thing, and you can imagine, you know, he's managing Gareth Bale. Why Jose would say that? I'd probably say the same if I was Jose, but it's just mind games, because if Bale plays, who's recovering from injury and something happens, he gets to play the victim. Me personally, you might as well say, all right, F it, Jose, I'm going to play Bale, give Bale 90 minutes now, same way. But if I was Jose, I would say that. He said, Well, he said he's uneasy that Bell will be under the jurisdiction of an Arsenal coach. And I mean, in today's day and age, you know, we've definitely got more integrity than you, Jose Mourinho, and than your club. I think we're less likely to do that. There's some clubs and people that play the victim. There's some people that play fairly. I don't think you're either of them as much as I'm fond of Jose. He said, the fact that one of the coaches is an Arsenal coach does not make me very comfortable. Honestly, it doesn't make me very comfortable. National team matches should have coaches that work exclusively for them, not coaches who work for other clubs. And did you say that when a couple of Chelsea coaches were managing for England, or not managing for England, involved in England duty? I very much doubt so. And I very much doubt you've done so in any other incidences. So let's just calm it down, man. But you've got to love Jose Mourinho. He's in typical Jose form, as you would expect, trying to rattle man and do what they need to do. So it is what it is in that regard. So I think we've spoken about Szoboszlai, we've spoken about Bellerin, we've spoken about Jose Mourinho's comments. We've spoken about the injury news. Have I got anything else I wanted to discuss? Dean Smith in relation to Arsenal versus Aston Villa. I found some segments he said online. He said it's a club that is in a certain transitional period. They had a really good result against Manchester United last week and Mulder. Arteta has got a certain way that he wants to play, and he wants his players to buy into that. They've had a couple of misses this season as well. So we know there's a period in the game that we can get at them. So we have to make sure we pick them periods well. So what does that tell you? Aston Villa are going to sit back, they're going to wait, and they're going to pounce like some predators on us, you know, like a lion on a helpless gazelle. So we need to be at our A game, you know. They beat Leicester, we struggled against Leicester. They beat Liverpool, we struggled against Liverpool. I know football's not as white and black as that, but there are some things that we need to consider. And he said, I think they counter-pressed Manchester United really, really well. They won the ball back really quickly and high up the field, but they have scored 5, 6, 7 goals from open play this season, and probably more than any other team in terms of building up from the goalkeeper. So, you know, he seems very much up to task in how he wants to stop us. He said they can play both ways. They can go and high press you and win the ball back high, but they are very comfortable playing out from the back as well. We have to find a good balance of when to press them and how to attack. So again, he's saying when to press and how to attack, when to exploit moments, and he seems like he's been doing his research on Arsenal. So it's gonna be a big game, man. What are you talking about? I respect you too, Malcolm, but you're not using the words properly. You said the same bravado and skill scored a worldie against Sheffield United. If done the Brexit smash, and would he get the same reaction? Well, if he hits the penalty properly, you know, it's not said about how he's cheeky, how he's this, he's that. You know, if your life depends on it, Malcolm, I don't know you, but if your life depends on it, if your mother's being held hostage, and in the same context of that, are you going to chip it with your right foot? There's a very fine line between bravado and stupidity. As I mentioned, you know, he scored a very good goal against Sheffield. And as I've mentioned, football turns very quickly. As I said, after this result, the best thing he can do is just move forward, go to the training ground and have a great game in his next game, if he plays next game for Fulham, because people forget it. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what you've done against Sheffield, because you've just done that. Football, you know, it's 38-game period. If I turn up in the first game of the season, can I rely on that? You're only as good as your last game. And what he's done against Sheffield United, it's all irrelevant. It's all, we know he's a talented boy, but it's all been chalked off now, because in a vital moment when you just needed to put your foot through it, you didn't. If he puts his foot through it and smashes it and is saved, you can't ask more. You know, we look at, is it a poor penalty or not, or we focus on the lovely goalkeeping, and maybe Fabianski's given a bit of glory and whatnot. Instead, it's not. He's made his mind up. It's a poor penalty. He sacked himself out mentally. He hasn't used his stronger foot. If it works, it is what it is. And like you said, if your mum had a willy, she'd be your dad. We can only deal with facts, brother. He missed it atrociously. Lame, as Sky Sports said it. And I don't like to see a young man, especially a young black man, you know, witch hunted in the socials and whatnot, but he hasn't got a leg to stand on. So while I respect you a bit, I think you're capping, and I think you're a bit emotional in that regards. But moving forward away from that, Jay said, do you think Miguel Ziz will break through? He needs to probably play to a tiny bit more consistency to get more of a look in immediately. But I think it's a case of when and not if sort of thing. Do you get it? Come on, man. Let's get the likes up, man. Come on, people. Can we get 300? South London Gooners in the place. He said, morning, young fella. How are you? You speak so much common sense for a guy your age. Always enjoy your videos and content. We certainly need creativity, as we are so slow attacking. Cheers. I mean, shout out to you, my OG, man. Shout out to you. And lucky, a blind man could see we need some creativity. But for me, signing a creative man, as stated, is only going to fix half the problem. We need to see a bit more, man. Come on, live for Planet X, man. If he maintains his level, you know what he can do, man. I like Bellerin a lot, but I want to see a bit more from him. Big up Supernova. Remember, he put a shift in midweek to get me to 200, 300 likes. Hit the like button. I mean, 500 might be dream chasing, but let's see, man. I mean, predictions are dangerous because they can always make a man look stupid and look silly, but I'm going to go for a 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. Again, you know, don't make me look stupid. Boys, please smash the like button like DG smashed the winner. To be fair, I didn't smash it. I pressed it on the Ozil thing, but I'll take that, man. I'll take that. I would say the only way for only way Arteta can improve to a degree, I think he needs a better player in the same way he got Partey and Aouar and Partey and Gabriel in the defensive state, in a defensive system, or well, you know, Partey's a midfielder, but you get the point. I think he needs better players, but at the same time, I think he needs to free his players. I think our system can be a bit robotic, can be a bit, you know, too structured, and I think he needs to release the mental handbrake because rightly so, he doesn't trust us defensively, but I do think that kind of harms us. So it is what it is. I think that's what he could do. Do you reckon Ceballos will end up signing after his loan ends? If he plays to the way he did towards the back end of last season, then that's definitely a stronger case. And I think there is definitely a case for it. But right now, I would say probably not. Exactly. No team can do, you know, you have to credit Arteta's defending, you know. I always say I don't think it's sustainable in the sense of, you know, how we've played against, you know, we've done well in the cup game, FA Cup and Community Shields against Liverpool and City and Chelsea, you know, we've done well, you know, sitting off and stuff, but I don't think it's sustainable forever. You know, we are defending well and we're in periods, but I do think we need to think about what we're doing forward. That being said, you know, Arsenal for years, man, spoke about Arsenal's issues defensively, how we can't defend, how we can't do this, can't do that. And now that we look half a decent team defensively, and it's reflected right now in the stats, it's completely disregarded. Like, I want Arsenal to be playing free-flowing football, you know, one touch, two touch. But, you know, people wanted their Arsenal back. Is this the Arsenal that they wanted? This could be George Graham, you know, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Maybe that's Arteta school of thought. You know, you can't discredit the defending. Like, for me, like I've said, Howie, I can only speak for myself. I don't discredit what Arteta's done defensively. I big him up for that. He's done a lot. I just say, as a fan now who believes in Arteta and wants him to get it right, cool. What you're doing defensively, cool. Man management, cool. I might have some concerns as to what's happened. I might be saying, yo, what's going on with the Ozil thing and stuff like that. But man management, young, experienced, and whatever players has been spot on by Arteta. Defending, you know, well on. He's got a clear way of playing, or at least it appears to me, whether I agree with it or not, he's got a clear way of what he wants to do. I didn't see that under Emery. So this, and he looks like a man I can believe in. You know, he makes comments in the press and he backs it up on the football field, something that wasn't there. You know, so there's a lot of things that I like. But when I look at things he can improve, and not necessarily a criticism, I don't see much in an attacking sense. And I know there's elements on it. Second half against Sheffield United. To a degree, first half against Manchester United. Last season, more so, the Crystal Palace 17-18 pass move and the ones we've done at Wembley. In isolation, they're wavy. So I know it can be done. But is it the thinking of the players? Is it something Arteta needs to do? Either way, I just feel attacking, he needs to improve that. You know, he needs to do a lot better in that regards, and he knows it. He's spoken of scoring 90 to 100 goals, and I think that can only come with signing some better players. But at the same time, are you setting our team out in an attacking sense that we're going to get anything close to that, or the players are going to have these situations? No, because we're still relying on these one odd moments, you know, like even without the set piece against Manchester United, what's happened? Because did we really create quality chances? You know, we had the Bamian where he tried to wrap it rather poorly with his right foot. Lindelof got a touch for Lacazette. Saka headed over the bar, Willian over the post. You know, we didn't really test the area like that. So yeah, so there's stuff to improve. There's really stuff to improve in that regard. That's it. Defending was the hardest job, man. It was the way harder job. So if you can improve defending, you can improve our attacking sense. You know, it's what it is, man. It's what it is. Big up everybody locked in, man. Got some Hector Bellerin love. Look, congrats to Bellerin. Get in there, Bellerin. You know. want to see a bit more from Bellerin overnight. I'm saying that I think, you know, probably the best game of the season I saw from Bellerin was Man United, you know, because I just saw intention from him so far better. Yeah, I saw intention from him from the off. So he done his thing, man. Who's this, man? It's on some... Yo, you can big up Kamala Harris if you want, my guy, but this is, you know, and maybe me, a young, naive me would have as well, but, and maybe even Joe Biden. But what I've realized is, you know, a lot of these politics and whatnot, Trump might as, hey, one sec. I don't know about that, about read my comment. Don't talk to me like that. You're getting blocked. But I don't know, you know, big up. I'm not going to say big up. As I've noticed with Obama, as I've noticed with Joe Biden, you know, just the lesser of the two evils is still evil. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. And I do think Kamala Harris, whatever her name is, represents that. And I know definitely, like in my country, Jamaica, you know, there's a lot to be said for, you know, I'm not going to get into it, but the politics and the whole demographics and whatnot. Not all skin folk is kinfolk, and Kamala Harris is not my thing. So big up you if you can do your thing, but she's not my people. Them, so it is what it is. Today is a must win. I would like to go into the international break with a win. You know, it's always harder when we lose a game of football going into the international break because you can't bounce back immediately. So it is what it is in that regards. Am I going to watch the Spurs game? Yeah, to be fair, I'm going to watch a couple of games today, man. I'm going to watch all the games, really. I would do a live stream today, but this is why I'm doing the live stream early, because I clocked that it's on pay-per-view or whatever, and I'm not paying for that, my guys. I would stream while on the live stream, but what happens when I'm talking about the game and it all gets cut off? My stream is all 10 minutes behind and all those things. You don't know me. I'm not a fan of doing stuff like that, so it won't happen. I don't think Joe Willock should start, but I think he should. He's done it. He's done a lot to at least play his way into the match day squad for today. Big up, big boss, man. It means a lot. Trying a couple little small improvements, seeing where they go, man. And we're going to keep trying to improve, man. Elliot said, big up from Toronto. Big up all my people, them from Canada. You said, do you think we need another right-footed centre-back like Upamecano? I just think we need another competent right-footed centre-half, because for me, you know, Pablo, I'm going to include Pablo Marie into my plans because I ain't seen much of him, but he is a new guy. So you've got Marie. I think Holding can be used in the side, regardless of if Saliba's playing now or whatever. He's someone I would like to see. And you've got Gabriel, obviously doing his thing. Luis, Mustafi, Socrates, past the end of this season, realistically, they should be moved on. If Luis does stay, should be given a marginalised role. So that's 4 options at centre-half. You've obviously got Chambers as well. Don't know what's happening. So there could be a case to sign another one as well, especially if Saliba goes on loan for a next year or 2 or whatever, and they keep saying he's not at the development. So I would like to have a look. But Upamecano, I would still take Upamecano, but it's like what I was saying when he was in better form and I was making videos. I said people, like they did with Aouar, like they did with Szoboszlai, people that are not watching on a regular basis, like they did with Reece Nelson on loan, they sensationalize things. Like, you know, Upamecano is a good ball-playing centre-half, but the way he passes and whatnot, and when they play a high line, he can put pressure on his teammates. He is rough around edges. Don't get it twisted. He was good, forgive me if I'm wrong, against Spurs last season. He was mad last season. This season, it ain't happened. He's been terrible. Like, on a regular basis, you saw against United. You've seen many games Upamecano's been spanned. I don't know if he's been affected with the speculation surrounding his future, but it is what it is. And he's not been selected for France duty, which he previously was. So it is what it is. So yeah, man, we'll have to see. Come on, like the video. Come on, man. Love to see that. I'm a fan of Bellerin, but I don't think much of him. I'd prefer Maitland-Niles, but I think after this season, if none of these 3 fullbacks are going to lock it off, then move them all on and bring in the next man. If Maitland-Niles isn't going to slam it down, if Bellerin isn't going to kick on, if Cedric Suarez isn't going to come out of the wilderness and make things a problem, then we need to move people on. It's as simple as that. Come on, people. Get the like button going, people. Get the likes up. Let's get the likes to 300. Come on. Omar, push that one. I don't think Ox has improved that much, to be fair with you, really and truly. Congratulations to Ox. He's gonna win the Prem and the Champions League. But I don't think he's kicked on. I thought he was really gonna kick on at Liverpool. I thought he was really gonna become more of a household name. He still very much looks like the same player, just in a different shirt. Like, I'm sure if you speak to him, I'm sure if you ask Liverpool fans and whatnot, they'll say it's improved. But truthfully, I don't see, me as a fan, and this ain't me being sour as much as I wanted to keep Ox, I don't see a dramatically better player. I really don't, you know. I don't know. Is he in Liverpool's strongest 11? If everybody's fit, is anybody in there? You know, because right now Firmino might not be in there because Jota's complicating plans. Do you get it? So I don't know. I'd include. That being said, he's a good rotation, a good squad option. So I do think he is very much a second plan player and whatnot. That being said, there was a period last season where he was starting week in, week out, I'm sure, and doing quite well. So we'll have to see. Big up Paul, man. Come on, people are surprised by Joe, you know. I'm not here for politics either, but football mirrors society and society mirrors football. So if we turn a blind eye to it, what really happens? While I'm not a fan of politics or speaking about such and refrain from getting into it, we can't not speak about it. And when it does present its head, I will have to open my mouth on it. And whoever don't like that, they know where the exit button is. Because he wants more consistency. I do think he's got a bit of favoritism as well. Big up Arthur, tuned in from Brazil. It means a lot. Personally, I would go with Pepe. I see it being Willian, my guy. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards firmly. Bro, I don't want to lose because I want to put a winning run together. I want to get back to winning ways. We've beaten United, bounced back from Leicester, but it's irrelevant if you go and lose to Villa. You know, we've won a couple games in Europa now. We've won against Man United. Can we keep this feel-good factor going into the international break? Because, as you know, the games aren't coming any easier now. You know, we've got Leeds away. We've got Spurs to come. We've got Wolves. You know, we've got bag of teams, man, in no order. You know, we've got the Community, well, Carabao Cup, the quarterfinal against City. We've got Chelsea on Boxing Day, I believe. If I haven't said it already, you've got Wolves, you know, you've got Southampton are in good form as well. And that's always a nervy game for me as an Arsenal fan as well. You know, the games are coming thick and fast. You know, the next game after this, Villa today, is Ellen Road, you know. And I don't know about you lot, but I'm not really keen to play at Ellen Road. We're going to have to really show our bottle. And that's where I say these players, the time for talking isn't now. You beat Man United, no talking. Go and put a run of consistency together and show me what you're on, people. Just really going to show me what you're on. Not easy games at all. Not easy games at all. I've been slacking kind of, my guy. Last sort of segment left. Last sort of segment, and I promise the review will be there, man. I don't know how you define Leeds are finished, because are you watching the Premier League? Leeds are not finished. And even if they were finished, they would turn into Barcelona when we go to Ellen Road. I'm not too sure of that, my guy. I'm not really too sure what you're on with that. Yeah, big up Theo Walcott. He's doing his thing. Big up Theo Walcott. I wouldn't say psychologically it's over, but you know, it's just the same old stories. Do you want top four? Mathematically, it can be done. Go and put a run together. I think all the psychological problems will be here after the game. Well, we'll be here. We're here prior to this season, and we're here the season before that. So it's not really much changing in that regard. Sadly, he does keep getting injured, man, and it's never nice to see someone keep getting injuries and whatnot and things like that. He can't catch a break, but hopefully he can. I think Elise of Reading is a very good baller. We're keen to see who wins the battle for him between France and England. I know he's played for both at youth level. He's doing quite well for Reading, and I think in a year or two he might play in the Premier League, or someone that I'd imagine Premier League scouts are already looking at. So we'll have to see, man. We're past 300. Big up everybody who got it past 300 already, people. Thank you very much, man. He might be better than both of them, but we probably can't afford Jack Grealish because they're probably looking at 70, 80 million. So we'll have to see, man. I hope they are. I hope they're down in the dumps, and I hope we can take advantage. But boy, that's all hypothetical. At the end of the day, once it kicks off at Ellen Road for 90 minutes, we don't know what's going to happen. I hope so, my guy. I hope so. I really hope so, because we got to do things like that if we want to get top four. Boy, I mean, this is why I was saying to fans, stop drawing mad conclusions in the Premier League, people, because man was saying, this is one sec. This is why I was, like I said, this is why I was saying don't draw conclusions in the Premier League, because big up Carlo Ancelotti. What he's given to the game, what he's done in the game is great. I still think he's going to have a good season for Everton. But this is why I'm going with the conclusions about this team winning the league, this team top four. Because a few weeks ago, man was saying Everton, this, that, and the third, boom, 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 boom. And now look, these same people will run and hide like mouses and swear blind they didn't say that. And there's nothing wrong with having these shouts. You know, they've got a great manager in Carlo Ancelotti, good existing players in Richarlison and things like that. Added Allen, who I think's been a very good signing in the midfield. You know, Decore as well. Obviously, James didn't have the best of games yesterday, but 9 times out of 10 he's been on it. You know, they've got a good team, but you need like you're seeing now. They struggle with depth. You take 1 or 2 of those players out, or one of those 2 players ain't having a good day, then they're back to the same. And that's where I'm saying football fans need to stop rushing to drawing conclusions on teams, on players, on all of these things. You know, Everton have lost 3 in a row, and it's an L for Carlo. It's probably one of the first times, if not the second only time, that's happened in his career as a manager. But I back Everton and Carlo to bounce back. They're gonna have wobbles. You know, they're gonna go through good periods again, but they're still gonna have wobbles. This is what, you know, you got to remember, that's the first season for a couple of those players. You got to remember, you know, they're not exactly the best team in the world in terms of depth. It is, all these things are gonna happen, and that's where fans just need to calm it down. And like I always say, document and speculate rather than, you know, proclaim stuff. You know, let's just react to what's happening rather than make these mad shouts. Everton could very well, like some people have been saying, get top 4. My personal opinion is they're not going to get that. But, you know, we need to draw conclusions. You know, when they were winning, man are saying that. Now people are saying they're in a bit of a pickle. We'll have to see. The glory of the Premier League is the randomness. Nobody seemed to really say, all right, cool, this is our season, and really make a claim for doing something of significance in this league. But we're gonna have to see, man. We're gonna have to see, man. It's what it is. We're gonna really have to see, man. But we'll see what you're saying. And with that, is Everton. Look, thinking about you. I'm thinking about you guys who are not in the live stream, people. And I also need you lot's help in relation to memberships, people. You lot want me to get onto memberships? What sort of stuff do you want me to include in such, people? Big up your question for that, man. Has Jack Wilshere joined another club? No, he hasn't. I would like to see him go into coaching. I think Jack Wilshere is going to make a great football coach. I think, you know, let's not get it twisted. He might not have hit the potential, but let's keep some perspective. He's played for his country at tournaments. He's played and scored for his country. You know, he's played for West Ham and Arsenal, his 2 childhood clubs. You know, he's won titles with Arsenal. He's won a couple of FA Cups, of course, and he's been a Premier League footballer. You know, in an ideal world, he would have been a hallmark, one of a Premier League and definitely an Arsenal legend. He would have been one of the greatest to have played for England and in the league. He had all the potential. It didn't happen. It is what it is. I think that desire will give him that sort of extra to be a great manager, and I would like to see him at Arsenal in some capacity, whether that's a youth coach, the heir to Arteta, whatever it is. He's spoken about wanting to try another league, go into Italy, go into Spain, go into MLS, which I think would be good for him, being out of the spotlight, because sadly, we all know what it is with Jack Wilshere. The words injuries and whatnot are never far from that man's name. Apologies, because I didn't want to say that, but it is what it is. So maybe going to MLS, make him feel important again. It's a new adventure. Obviously, he's got a new family, so it could be a good sort of life experience for his couple. I think he's got 2 sons and a daughter, and his wife. I don't know, but yeah, man, it's sad. I would like to see Jack Wilshere go and get some games, man, because he's only 28 or something like that. He's still got a career, man. Like 28, 29 in Jan. You've still got a lot, man. You've still got a lot to offer, people. And saying that, I've just typed in his name, people, and I think he's spoken about when Arsene Wenger caught him smoking, and I think he caught Szoboszlai smoking.
Let's cook
Apologies,
chicken. 3 easy steps.
What's all that about? Jack Wilshere has revealed Arsene Wenger's reaction to him being papped smoking cigarettes. During his time at Arsenal, Wilshere was caught smoking on a number of occasions. Apparently, he said, I can't even see it. There's so much clickbait in this article. I look back now and I realize I made mistakes. At the time, I thought the media were picking on me. I had support around me from the manager. Arsene was brilliant like that. I remember the first time I got caught with a cigarette and the media put it in the paper, and that didn't bother me because I was confident I was doing well in football. The one thing that was in my head was, oh God, the boss is going to kill me. I remember going the next day, going up to the training pitch, and the boss was there. He was like, don't worry. When I have a drink, I like cigarettes as well. And I was like, oh my God, thank for that. I learned things, and it's easier now to get caught out because of social media. So yeah, man, you know, it's not very much. It's not the same as when Chesney got caught, and we all know Chesney was a headache, and that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. And once again, Jack Wilshere is being linked with Rangers, which would be good, man. At least, you know, good adventure, big club like Rangers. I think they're actually leading the Spanish, man said Spanish, the Scottish table at the moment. So there's potential league title. Obviously managed by Steven Gerrard, who I'm sure he grew up idolizing. You know, obviously Rangers is a big club. He's played for Arsenal as well, another big club he could have played for. As I said, Rangers are leading the Scottish table, and they're 35 points to Celtic's 26. Aberdeen are on 26 and Hibernan's on 24. So it's a bit of a gazy one. It's a bit like Liga because there's been a good start from Bordeaux. A couple teams have started well in France as well, and I still think PSG will win it, but let me see the league table. League table, man. League table. Don't show me fixtures. Okay, Paul, I'm wrong about that. PSG are with 24 points, you know, but they've played 10. Leo have played nine games. I'm sure the Italian table is quite close as well because there's a lot of speculation over Pirlo's future. And as you can see, AC Milan are top of the Italian league on 16 points. Sassuolo are on 15. Juventus are on 12, as are Atlanta. You've got Napoli and Inter Milan in 5th and 6th respectively with 11 points. You've got a couple other teams like Verona and Roma on 11 points. You've also got in 9th, 10th and Cagliari in 11th. They're all on 10 points. Lazio, Sampdoria and Cagliari. So it's, you know, I'd say from 11th to 1st, you know, there's 6 points separating them. So the Italian league, which many people just say, you know what, Juventus is to lose. And, you know, Juventus seem to always focus on the Champions League because the league is a given. It's pretty exciting, you know, pretty exciting in that regards, people. Keep smashing up the likes, man. Come on, big up Christian. I saw some question about replay league or sort of that. It does, man. Big up Choupo-Moting's agent, man. I need Choupo-Moting's agent. Maybe then I'll get on BT and Sky Sports and the rest of them. I need that, man. That's the annoying thing. This we said it first stuff is dead, man. It's dead, and that's not true football stuff, man. That's it. And another thing, Mr. Adlib, with football is it's almost people don't want to be wrong. It's not that people don't want to be wrong. It's almost, I'd say people don't want to be wrong, and it's almost seen as a crime to be wrong. Like me, I'm wrong all the time. I'm always open to learning. Like Pep says he's a student of the game. We don't know anything. When you assume you know everything about ball and you know football, you're not like in life. You're not going to grow as a person. You know, you're not going to get anywhere. So you need to keep a level head. And I think people don't like to people like to be wrong and strong. It's like with Arteta, you're entitled to say you don't believe in him or you're having concerns or you didn't think he's the manager, but equally you're entitled to say, all right, cool, now I believe in him. Now man will say the minute you said you didn't believe in Arteta, it's ha ha ha, you didn't believe in Arteta if he goes and wins the league, boom boom boom. Or if you believed in Arteta, it doesn't work out, you're a donut, you know. And it's got to the point where I'm sure you see a lot of YouTubers, a lot of pundits, a lot of people, they'll have one opinion and they're just riding with it. No matter how stupid it is, they're just riding with it now because they've made their bed and they've got to lie in it and they don't want to eat humble pie. You know, people like to, that's the industry we're in. That's the dynamic, you know, level-headedness doesn't sell. Stupidness does because it gets clipped up and all of these sort of things. It's all about the manner of how he doesn't get top four. If he doesn't get top four and we're playing badly, we're not looking like a team in an attacking sense, we begin to fall off defensively, then his position needs to be looked at. If we've just missed out of the top four and everything I'm claiming that I want to see is being shown, then we revisit what's going wrong. Shane Curtis said, where your replay league team, replay me league team, Real People FC. I don't play replay league, so I'm not too sure on where you're going with that. But fair play, my guy. I don't really get that one, but it is what it is. Hope so. Hope so. I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to leave you to it, man. I'm going to leave you to it. I think that as well, man. It's definitely going to be Germany, but man can dream, man. Man said, could I do an interview with Jack Wilshere? Bro, yeah, I wish. Come on, big up everybody locked in, like you said, man. Sunday morning crew, it's elite, it's elite. Emmanuel, like he said, man, let's get it up, man. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up, man. Actually, Harry Kane's a sick striker. That's the one that I've lived or died by. For years, I was killed with that, you know. And then you saw what he's on. Off the top of my head, there's that. What else is there? Definitely had some mad ones. Definitely had some mad ones. I need to really think about them, you know. Really need to think. Definitely had some mad ones. Definitely had some criminal ones. Well, it is what it is. All a part of learning, man. Big up, hey, all my people in Hungary. Big up. Make sure you're tapping up Szoboszlai to come to the Emirates, my dude. Don't have to rate the manager. That's it, Elliot. That's it, man. That's it. You know, that's some man want. Some people don't care about the club. They just care about being right and care about their own egos. And you know, in today's day and age, I'm not saying it's right, but you know, there's certain dynamics that make that a thing. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Come on, people, bang up the like button. It is what it is. Like Adrian said, if we finish higher, it is what it is, man. Big up like Leon Bailey. He's a yard man. I got a lot of time for him, but he's not kicked on for a number of years now, and that's probably why he has stagnated and is still at Leverkusen. He's not followed the Havertz and all of these sort of things and the Brandts and whatnot to do other things. He's stagnated a lot. I think I've answered this numerous times. I'm happy with either one, my dude, and love for supporting the live stream. Maybe, but we need Reece Nelson to stay fit, man. We really need Reece Nelson to stay fit. It's a bit of a Mazzolini, man. It's a shame. Big up yourself. Come on, come on, come on. I can't wait to see that game either, my guy. And, you know, I'm not going to put pressure on City because I think there's both the takings there for both teams. But you'd imagine no Van Dijk, no Fabinho. Firmino's not in form. You know, I know there's an informed Jota and you've got Salah and Mane to worry about. But, you know, you know, you're not playing, you know, the strongest Liverpool potential side. So if you don't get a result today, you really do have to question is what it is. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over all of that again, my guys. So just scroll to the start of the stream where it literally was. Maybe both will be scared to lose. Easy win for Arsenal tonight. I hope so, man. Hope so. Of course not. Of course, I'm not doing the 40-90-90. Come on, man. Hey, get on to them, Adrian. Which 5 people haven't hit the like button? Make sure you do that. Let's see. Before I get out of it, let's see if there's any other Arsenal news or anything concerning Arsenal in general today, people. Just talk of us playing 4-3-3. There isn't really much, really and truly. Let me go on the Athletic. See what's going on there. What? I have to sign in? Oh, no, because I'm on the wrong browser. I hear that. Let's see what's going on here. It's just mainly the same old stuff. It's a slow news day, man. Should we look at the transfer and let's look at BBC's transfer rumours. We got Marcus Rashford for getting Boris Johnson to pledge more money into helping kids that can't thingy have a decent meal. You know, not that kids should pay for the circumstances of their parents, or, you know, kids can't pick the sort of circumstances they're born into, which is a shame, people. But it is what it is, man. You know, this government has no sympathy for those that are not their own. It's as simple as that, really and truly. Let's quickly prove this thing. Let's go through the transfers quickly. Phil Foden is set to be offered a new deal which will treble his existing wages. Manchester City are interested in signing Marcus Thuram, but they face competition from Barcelona and Juventus for the Gladbach forward. And he's done all right in the Champions League and since the season started. He has gone off the boil a bit at times last season and at periods this, but he is a guy with some potential. We've actually got Lyon general manager Vincent Possot speaking in relation to Aouar. So I've clicked on the Sports Witness account, people, and I don't think they're going to tell us anything more than we already know in relation to Aouar, people. But let's see what it's saying nonetheless. Let's take it in. You know, I can't imagine we're going to learn anything more in relation to Aouar other than, you know, what we already know. I'm not going to go over it. The Aouar thing is boring now. It is what it is. But apparently, Lyon general manager Vincent Possot has detailed Arsenal's efforts to sign Houssem Aouar in the summer transfer window. As you are probably aware, the Gunners were extremely keen on signing the French midfielder this summer, battling the likes of Juventus for his signature. Ultimately, a deal never happened, with Arsenal instead going to Atletico Madrid and paying Thomas Partey's release clause. That's a deal that's working out very well for them at the moment in time. But for a long time, it appeared Aouar was their #1 target to reinforce Mikel Arteta's midfield. So again, I haven't learned anything new within the opening paragraph. But let's see what's happening, people. Apparently, Poisson has now pretty much clarified that this was the case, detailing their efforts to try and sign him and hinting a deal could happen in the future. We had 3 big clubs for him. One was for more next season, so maybe that was, you know, Juventus, or maybe that was Juventus, that was Madrid, that was PSG, Barca, these teams that were allegedly interested in him, but through a mixture of COVID and needing to sell players and having priorities elsewhere, have said, you know what, you know, we'll get a deal in place for this summer, and we'll do it next summer, and he can stay at Lyon and help them. Or we want to see what we're saying, and we'll get the piece for you next summer. Obviously, Arsenal need him this year. It's irrelevant what he can do next summer for Arsenal. It's not going to help us as a football club. We needed him now. That's like any creative man. 3 clubs bidding war. And maybe that's why Ulas was consistently changing his dialogue when speaking about Aouar. But he said the second one was related to the departure of a player, and with this club, we could have come to an agreement. So I'm not too sure what that is. The second one was related to the departure of a player, and with this club, we could have come to an agreement. Was that a swap deal? You was going to get someone in return? I don't know. They said the third offer was Arsenal, who offered below the market value. We discussed it with the players' entourage, and together we took the decision to say no. The priority for us was clearly to keep the team competitive. For us, the market was over, but the coach told us that we are missing a defender and then a central defender, a lateral defender and a central defender. But in the medium term, if Media Pro doesn't pay and the COVID continues, it will be the same. So obviously there's a lot of talk in relation to Liga and TV rights. For obviously, if they need Ps, which Lyon do, people like Aouar, who you describe as assets, are people that could be sold. Maybe, you know, it doesn't make sense for me, Aouar leaving in January, because he's gonna, you know, new team, new league, needing to adapt. He's not really started the season off that strongly, and he's not been named to in the French squad. He was before, but he's not been named now. And you know, I think he was called up in relation this one because Fekir is injured. And if you listen to Deschamps' language, he said Fekir gives me more assurances. So that probably means there's more of a consistent level of performance. Aouar is a good player, but as I said, a lot of people sensationalize him. If he was watching a tough season for Lyon last season, you would have seen moments of brilliance, moments where he's underwhelmed. You know, he's done well in the Champions League. And when you watch the Champions League in isolation, yeah, that's the biggest stage. You can't get any bigger than that. Aouar's done his thing. But sometimes he went missing in the domestic leagues, and I think that's one thing Arsenal might have had over Juventus or Barca, in that, you know, the level. Look at Jovic. Jovic is a striker, a talented striker. Only had one real season of standing out, but he wasn't ready for the Madrid move. Now he's struggling. You know, you need to be in the finished to give yourself, in my opinion, to give yourself any chance. You need to be in the finished sort of mold to have half a chance at these clubs. And I think that's something you could have got at Arsenal. You come Arsenal, you feel important. Obviously, we've got our own goals and we're a decent club in our own right, but you develop here for a couple of years and play well to how we want you to play. These Juventus and Barcelonas aren't going to go away. You know, that intermediate step, that Lyon, that Arsenal, that Barca, not the Lyon to Barca and these clubs straight away. Sometimes it works. You look at Varane, he played a couple of games really for Lens, and he went to Real Madrid and it all worked out. There are some cases, but I think he might have struggled. And when you look at the futures, or if you just look at Upamecano and Aouar, how much has their season been affected by speculation over their futures? Did they expect to move? Are they in constant pulling and pulling between themselves? Because both have been two players, French players, on everybody's lips, and it ain't worked out. But it is what it is. For what it's worth, the end of the article said, you know, the economic situation is a catastrophe for the football world. Thus, selling players like Aouar could be a solution for the Liga side to help balance their books. Something Poisson has hinted is on the agenda. He said, well, I actually read that wrong. He said the economic situation is a catastrophe for the football world. We are significantly impacted. On the market, there are 2 phases: reducing the number of players, which we did very well, and the second part concerning the players who could potentially leave. Finally, we could have transferred some of them with a discount on the price, but even with COVID impact, we decided to postpone. And when you consider, you know, they sold Traore to Aston Villa, they're probably welcome. They faced the prospect of seeing Depay leave for free at the end of the season, because he can agree things in January, which I think they'll probably revisit that and sell him in just January, or they should. Arawa for me stays until the end of the season, and that one there is revisited because it's best for him. You stay at Lyon now, you have a better season, you go off to France and get called up, the moves will come, you know. So it's up to him. He just, for me, for what it's worth, Arawa, he just needs to focus on his football. Everything else will take care of itself. But really, that isn't anything we didn't really know as an Arsenal fan. It's quite frustrating to hear that again and again. There isn't anything new reading that article, but it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. We live, we move forward. Let me type in Awawa, stack that for you lot as a private link. You know, let's see what else there is, people. I don't think there is anything else, really and truly. I don't know why a pop-up for Aldi has now arrived on my screen. I don't want to buy anything from Aldi. Big up Aldi, but myth. Let's see. Let's talk about the transfer rumors, people. Let's go on bbc.com quickly, man. No, I don't care about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I said, we spoke about Gladbach forward Thuram, interest in Man City, Barcelona, Juventus. Phil Foden might triple his wages and get even more P's. Apparently, West Ham are set to make a 30 million offer for France and Lyon forwards Moussa Dembele if the Liga club decide to sell the 24-year-old. Apparently, Leverkusen declined to even open talks with Manchester United over the prospect of selling Moussa Diaby. I like Moussa Diaby, but I think there's a lot more development to be done before he gets this move and really impacts at a high level. Apologies for that, people. Apparently, Podolski's been quite critical of Arsenal's treatment of Mesut Ozil. Let's see what he's had to say, people. He said, I don't know the background, but I think generally with a player who is now in his 6th or 7th season with the club, to completely kick him out of the squad, that's absolutely not okay. You don't do something like that. I don't know if something's happening in the background or not, but even if he's done something, you don't do it. He's shown his class on the pitch. He's never been negative towards his colleague or the club. It's sad because everyone is losing in this situation. It should not end this way. Arsenal as a club have not looked positive in this situation over the last few months. As a player, he is, in my opinion, a phenomenon. He can find passes that no one sees. He's a maestro. He can rock a game with incredible passes. We're both part of the Arsene Wenger generation. The coach loved him as a player. It was more complicated with Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta. So it is what it is. And apparently Arsene Wenger has been quite critical of Arsenal's decision for the Gunnosaurus, which I'll bring up in a sec. But apparently David Beckham wants to sign his teammate Sergio Ramos for Inter Miami when his contract expires, people. So we'll have to see what happens in that regard. Harry Kane believes Spurs have a good chance of winning a wide open title race this season. I'm not even going to click on the article. I'm going to leave it there. Arteta says he has no regrets about allowing Martinez to stay in the Premier League and go to Aston Villa. Is what it is. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But that's it for that, people. Should we see what Arsene Wenger has said on Gunnosaurus? Can't even find the article. I just typed in Arsene Wenger. Nothing's coming up. Let's leave. Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, please don't play your music. Arsene Wenger has labelled Arsenal's decision to sack club mascot Gunnosaurus as unjustifiable and incomprehensible. As you lot know, Jerry Guy, apologies, who has been in the suit since 1993, was obviously one of 55 members who lost his role during the COVID. This is a man who forego going to his brother's wedding to serve the Arsenal. Now, at one point, you know, nobody told him to do that, but that means his loyalty is unquestionable. And these are the guys that are the heartbeat of a football club as much as us fans. So yeah, people. Trying to see if there's any actual Arsene Wenger quotes, but apparently he said, "Being in their mascot just shows how." What? That's not Arsene Wenger. That's Paul Merson. So yeah, I think that was just clickbait. So really, there's nothing to say. That's all Wenger really said on the situation, which, you know, can't blame him because that is the case. People, big up the couple people in there. Deluded, my bro, do some more gaming content. Soon land, when the new FM comes out, we're going to get something going. Man. I think Pepe should get more as well, man, but it is what it is. 400 likes. Come on. You lot are going crazy. Let's keep that up, man. Let's go up. 6 people disliked. I mean, their wives must be watching Deluded. It is what it is, man. I like him a lot. He's a bit of a different sort of striker. He's got technical abilities. He can play as a holding man. He's a bit of a target man. Sorry, he's a bit different to the other strikers that we've got in the team. People, well, in relation to Tyrese, Balogun, and Eddie, he's a bit different, man. So I got a lot of time for him. Big up Titus, man. Thank you very much for locking in, man. I don't think Firmino is overrated, but I do think the impact he gives to the team is overrated. It's a bit like when man were crying over Lacazette being the creative man. I'm not saying they don't contribute. I'm not saying they're not good footballers. I just feel man like to run that. On current form, my guy, you know, Jota has to be ahead of Firmino, really, and it's good problems for Klopp. Great problems for Klopp. We got all my Kenyans locked in, man. To a degree, I am. Would be a bit. There'd obviously be holes in an attacking sense, but football's a football team's meant to be a unit. Our first line of defense is meant to be Aubameyang. Our first line of attack is meant to be Leno. So that's down for Arteta to make us an engined unit. And I think, you know, last season he kind of was. We were going forward a bit better, like the Chelsea and United game. So I would naturally be worried, and that's naturally a byproduct. Like even Bayern Munich are not Arsenal. But look at this current Bayern Munich team. They're smashing up many sides. They're winning the league, the Champions League again, in my opinion. But if you look, because they play a high line, they present quite a few issues, opportunities to the opposition. It's down to them to exploit it. That's a byproduct. But because they know they can defend well, and they know they sure as hell can go and score goals, it is what it is, people, in that regards, man. Nah, bro. Nah. The diamond thing at Arsenal is dead because our fullbacks aren't going to provide enough width. Tierney is going to do well, but it is what it is. I think Ward-Prowse is a good baller, to be fair with you. He's been doing quite well just as a normal guy playing his football for Southampton for a number of years, you know, doing quite well, man. Going poor, man. I ain't changed my team in about 3 games, people, and I think I'm rock bottom of the actual DG league. So cue the comments of, oh, Deluded, did you talk about football and you lost and all of them things there, man. But I'll take it. It's all banter. My guy, I want Guendouzi to stay. It is what it is. Really and truly. I don't even realize when have I said that today? Apologies. You lot on me still. You lot on me. Who's this? I get these youths out of here with the spamming thing, man. What's all of this? Exactly, it's down to Arteta to do that. I think it's Deluded FC, my guy. Let's get rid of you. Bro, their wives must be watching, bro. Their wives must be watching. I would as well. Look at this lovely chocolate skin babyface killer, you know, talking about football, so knowledgeable and that, guns and that. I mean, back off the top and that, bring out the 6 packs and all of them things there. You know, I can understand why their wives would be onto, man. And they're looking at someone this wavy on YouTube, and then they're looking to my man scratching his balls, talking about breakfast and all them things there. I get it. Sex symbol. Me, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar. You know, I get it. We get the galley and that. We get it, you know. People say my voice is better than Dutchavelli's and that. So I get it. So we're going to get haters. We're going to get dislikers. It's a thing. But the haters are few and beyond. It is what it is, man. If they weren't hating, if they weren't liking, there'd be something there, man. You know, I might look like Pepe. Pepe's got a nice wife as well. So it is what it is, you know. Pepe's not a handsome young fella. You know, them ones there. It is what it is. Me and Pepe probably look better looking than you, Howie. It's all respect, but man, I have to throw the banter. It is what it is. Pepe's a good looking fella, as am I, bro. So, you don't know. Just wish I had Pepe's skills, man. Haters, they're all lovers, because is someone really a hater if they're consistently trying to pre your thing, if they're consistently liking up your thing or disliking your thing? You're putting bare energy into something. Are you really a hater, or are you just a misplaced fan? Bro, I'm always feeling myself. You don't feel yourself, who would? You lot just think I just talk about football. You lot just see me on a night out. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, fam. It is what it is. Like you said, them ones there. I don't know about comedian. I'll just be me, my guy. Like you said, sauce, bro. Bro, I've given it, man. Come on, K, man. Doing it for the cause, man. Doing it for the cause. You know how the thing set, man. Is what it is. Deluded, I'm even mad. Moller's I've just answered this, my guy. Moller's a decent player, a bit of a throwback sort of striker. He's got technical ability, but he's good with his back to goal. Rekic, I've actually done a video on him months ago, really, maybe even a year or so ago. Very good technically, you know, steady Eddie, got good height, got good physique on himself. You know, very stands out with that long hair as well. Good centre half, really, and keen to see what he's doing when he is obviously integrated into Arsenal's academy sides and prospect, man. That's it, D. That's it. Bro, the girl them glucose, man. You know how the thing's set, and I'm probably gonna look at my phone and I'm getting a lot of issues, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, you might as well, man. There's a couple gems there, there's a couple duds and whatnot. Man said stand-up comedy. I ain't no comedian. You got mad. You got man. Come on, Kareem. Come on, Kareem, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Couple more questions, people. Let's get out of here, man. I want to go and fry some plantain and that, man. I'm hungry. See what you lot are saying, man. Let's see what you lot are saying. We've got Eddie and Ket here on the chat. I hope so. To be fair, I think Smith Rowe's not being given an opportunity right now because he's not been able to stay fit, really, unfortunately. You need to film in that park again for the bants with the pigeons and strangers. Real throwback during my lunch breaks. Real throwback. Real throwback. The real ones remember that with the crackheads as well. I don't even like to call man crackheads and nitties as well. It's a bit disrespectful, but for want of better words, you know, it's a bit mad still. It's a bit mad. Neil, unfortunately not today, man, because you know me, I don't like to live stream and stuff when I'm watching it via I don't like to do watch alongs, better yet, when I'm doing a live stream, because come on, there could have been a goal, it's all happened 10 minutes ago, I'm all reacting late, you lot are telling me something's happened, I don't know, streams are all cutting out as I'm watching. I don't like that, and I damn well ain't trying to buy pay no $14.95 to watch it. So I think it's just a review thing. I might do a little live stream after the game. I'm not going to promise. If I don't do a live stream, I'm going to do one tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever. It's international break. There isn't much to do or speak about, but we'll find something. So it is what it is in that regards, man. You're on me. I want to, but it's going to be rubby, man. It's going to be rubby. I don't know, man. I hope he didn't. Yeah, because I don't want to call him a nitty, but like, you could be a nitty, you know, do your white and be, do what you need to do on the sidelines, but allow man in it. You don't need to do that near me, and I'm a humble guy. I'm a normal human. If I feel you're threatening my safety, it's long for you. Is where it is, man. My predicted lineup for today, I think we go 3 at the back. Leno picks himself in goal for obvious reasons, my dude. I would go with I could see Tierney playing in the back 3, but I would go with Gabriel, David Luiz and Holding. I think Luiz has looked decent when called upon this season generally. Gabriel definitely has been better than everyone. Holding hasn't put a foot wrong, barely. And that means Tierney at left wing back. Bellerin, I think he deserves his place at right back, although I prefer Maitland-Niles. In midfield, El Nene and Partey, although I do feel that he will go with Xhaka and Partey, to be fair, because, you know, not that I agree, and El Nene definitely can pass the ball forward, but again, what he tries to make Xhaka do in trying to dictate the tempo of the game, you'd expect Aston Villa are going to sit back, so maybe there's no need for El Nene and Partey, because we're not going against Pogba, Van der Beek and Bruno and whoever's playing in that diamond sort of thing. So I want to see El Nene and Partey. I hope that's the partnership that stays, but I think Xhaka might come in. But as I said, Partey and El Nene for me. That only leaves the front 3 positions now. For me, I'm going with Pepe, I'm going with Saka on the left, and I'm going with Aubameyang through the middle. Although we know in real terms, it's going to be Lacazette on the left. Pepe will probably drop to the bench. It'll probably be Willian on the right. Aubameyang on the left and Lacazette through the middle, sadly, for Saka. So once again, you know, Leno in goal, back 3 of Rob, Holding, Gabriel, David Luiz. You've got Tierney and Bellerin at right back. Centre mids in the African partnership of Partey and El Nene, the African Kings. They're doing a madness. You know, we've got the Egyptians, Xavi, we've got the Ghanaian, Iniesta. I have to do it, fans. You lot have made me gas it up as well. And then front 3 positions for me, it would be Aubameyang through the middle, though it's not happening. Saka on the left and Pepe on the right. It is what it is. Difficult one, my guy. And how do you really answer that? Because a trophy is a trophy, a trophy is a trophy, a trophy is a trophy, a trophy is a trophy. But top 4, we've been aiming for that. When you put it like that, obviously a trophy list. If I'm a footballer and I retire and I'm talking to my grandkids, I'm not going to tell them how in 2020 we finished 4th in the league and how much of it is a madness. Do you get it, people? And I would with the Europa, but I do think if we get a top 4 finish, it's seen as more of a success. It's a tough one because I'm on the fence, my guy. I don't know, man. I'd rather get top 4, but then I'm like I just said, I'm saying trophy. I don't know, man. You've put me on the spot. You got to flip a coin. I don't know, man. And Arsenal don't really have a rich history with European competitions, and the ones we have won, I weren't really around to comprehend them sort of thing there. So I'd say I have to say both, really. I have to say both. You win the Europa without finishing top 4, man. Say, oh, it's a trophy at the end of the day. It gets you Champions League. It's a trophy. But at the same time, man, they say, oh, that paper's over the cracks. Where top 4, as I always say, you know, it's harder to get that. 38 games, you've got to show consistency. So, and then man will say, cool, you've shown that, but you ain't got a trophy to show for it. So it's a tough one. It depends, really. I would say top 4. Nah, man. I would say nah. I'm on the fence, man. They're both equal, man. They're both equal. I'd say both, man. Like DS Boss says, top 4 shows your consistency. Like my man says, I prefer Europa League, but like I said, we can get both. Elliot is saying it gets you Champions League, and maybe that takes. I actually think that takes away a bit of the prestigiousness about it. Like, don't get twisted. You should be allowed that. But our man looking like us, are we looking at the Europa League? It's Europa League. We'll consider it's a European trophy. Arsenal ain't won one for a minute. We'll consider all of those things. But are we looking at the Europa League in its own right, or are we looking at Champions League? Whether we're just going to be there to participate or not, we're looking at Champions League. You know, it is a competition, you know, for people that haven't just quite made it and has-beens. You know, you fail in the Champions League group stages, you get dropped down. You fail to qualify for the Champions League via the domestic stages, you get in. You know, at a point in England, we're begging for people to take Europa League places. I'm sure when you won the January or the FA Cup, you was given that. Well, definitely FA Cup because of last season. And obviously the finances with getting into Europe and potentially Champions League via winning the Europa League. These are things, man, are not looking at the Europa League as a trophy in its own right. And listen, if you obviously it's according to your club and expectations, it's a success. But I'm sure many of you, let's keep it real, people. A lot of you, let's keep it real. I know none of us are footballers, but let's be real. Who here was, as a youth, when they tried to be a footballer, was saying they want to win Europa League, they dream of winning Europa? Let's be real. Man, we're saying they want to win World Cup, they want to win Champions League, they want to win Premier League and all of these sort of cups. Man, we're not saying they want to win Europa, you know. I'm sure none of you, when it was called the UEFA Cup, I think it had a bit more prestige around it and whatnot, people. Come on, people, let's get it to 450, man. Like you said, a trophy's a trophy, Bob. Can't get around that, man. Elliot, like you're saying, we've got less trophies than them, man, there. So it is what it is. Kyan, I hope we do. I hope we do, my brother. But, bro, can you, it's a myth right now. It is a myth. This is what I'm saying. Nobody dreams of getting that. No, also that nobody dreams of getting top 4. You know, it is what it is. It's a techie one still. I don't think there's top 4 is dreamland this season. I mean, look at this Arsenal team. You know, you can't. Come on, bro. How are you gonna play Bayern Munich when you can't cut open Leicester and them thing there? And we're playing Aston Villa, and it's not that I'm not confident. I don't know what's gonna happen. So come on, man. You got to crawl before you can ever sprint, man. Good question, though, man. That Europa League question is a good question, man. And I don't think there's any rights and wrong, man. Come on, my guy. Come on. Yeah, there's no... I can't begrudge anyone, man. You know, the trophy thing, it is what it is. It is what it is. If Pepe doesn't start, we riot. And the man himself has said, I would say it's top 4. Hard decision, but it's because it's such a hard competition the whole year and more teams are fighting for 4th. It is, in my opinion, a huge accomplishment this year. So a huge accomplishment without a doubt. Let's not lie. My man is saying trophy drip. Hopefully, man, so we can smash them. Imagine beating Spurs in the final. That would be elite, man. Bro, he needs to allow it, bro. He needs to allow it. Man said, can you do a live halftime show with your thoughts on the first half and what you want to see in the second? I'll consider it. Don't hold your breath, my guy. I'll consider it. I'll see. After this, I'll think about it logically. Don't hold your breath, my guy. Michael, you're always in the comments, and you're one of the best subscribers out. They always see your comments. So I don't want to do you dirty, but we'll see, but we'll see. Come on. Hey, my guy, Daniel's in the building now. Better late than never. Big up Daniel. He's there, man. He's there. So yeah, man. Would I take Barkley at Arsenal? No, but shout out to Barkley for his form. Shout out to Ollie Watkins. He's an Arsenal fan, but he will exploit if you give him space, as you have said. Is what it is, man. You're right. It is a 3-year plan for Arsenal, but Arsenal love these 3-year projects. Can we actually see it come to something, man? Can we see it come to something? Like Carl said, Rome wasn't built in the day. It's about building blocks, and that's something I try to preach. Minor, bro. When Robbie wants, man, innit? When Robbie wants, man a return, bro. Man a return. I prefer him as well, but it's going to cost a pretty penny. Let's get one more question in before I keep it moving. It's almost 11:30 and my belly is growling, people. Smash the likes. Like Life for Planet X said, it's been a 15-year plan now, so it's a bit of a Mazzolini. Facts. It'll be a bit of a sour taste, man. It'll be a very sour taste card. It'll be a long time until we play against Leeds. Is what it is, man. We got Villa, man. I remember the Aston Villa versus Arsenal FA Cup final. It was cool vibes, man. Because they want to see him play, man. I wouldn't say obsessed. They just want to see him play. Pardon me. One more question, people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to just leave. So one more question before I get out of here, man. One more question. Come on. Someone hit that up. Someone hit that up. Someone hit that up. Someone. Who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the guy? You know. Come on. You did it in that, man. Thanks for the praise, man. Big up AFTV. Thanks for the praise, man. But the subscribers, dog. Yeah, you do need to inbox Robbie Bob. Spam him if you want that, man. I would love David Alaba, but considering his age and the contract he wants, as much as I love him, I don't think Arsenal would move for him and see him as a worthwhile one. I wouldn't mind Depay. I wouldn't mind Depay, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Big up Joe Willett, but come on, man. You can't be saying that, bro. You can't be saying that. Trust me. Trust me, you see it, man. Man's gone for nearly. Yeah, trust me, bro. I always say I'm busting out and I never bust out. So I'm going to bust out in a sec. I'm going to keep it moving in a sec. Honest to God. Honest to God. Let's leave it with Kareem, man. Kareem is... Oh, sorry. If Emre got his decision in Zaha over Pepe, do you think he would have looked more favourable? Potentially, but I don't think so. Because even if Zaha come, what I saw with Emre, he wasn't playing to anybody's strength. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I missed out somebody's quote. I did someone dirty. Daniel, my moderator. How many players do you think Arsenal need to be a consistent top 4 team? Well, I think we need our manager to pattern us up in an attacking sense. I think the boys have got to show a lot of consistency over big games, small games, all of these sort of things. But just in terms of player, I think we need 2 centre mids, 1 minimum. I would like another wide man. So I would say another centre mid or another centre mid or 2 that can give creativity. Maybe another centre half, depending on what happens with the situation. I'd say them. At a push, I would assess left and right back, because if Tini gets injured, who plays left back? I know there's Maitland and Saka. I don't really believe in Kolasinac. Right back, there's 3 man. You know, no one's really nailed it down. Our front options, if it's not Saka, Martinelli for me, Saka, Martinelli, Aubameyang for me. I'm not really convinced. Like I'm a big fan of Pepe. He's hot and cold. I like William, but he's quite underwhelming and don't really bring much to the table in an attacking sense, away from being a good technician. You know, Lacazette is hot and cold as well. Got a big fan of Lacazette, but he's not a consistent goal scorer. So maybe have to revisit a couple of those options as well. But that's what I would believe, my guy, man. That's what I believe. Man said get it will be on loan. Dead. Big GG feeding the people football hunger. Thank you very much for the praise, man. I'm just trying to get you lot's day started well, my guy. I'm just trying to get you lot. You know, there's a lot of football to be played in what, half an hour or so. You've got Spurs playing. I'm just trying to give you lots of decent content, man. I mentioned striker, bro. If something happened, you know, with the Lacazette thing, you gotta pattern up the striker, man. Like Elliot said, big. Come on. Around 20-25 million, my guy. Please stop spamming. I've seen that and I've answered that. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Please. Who do you want to succeed the most out of all Arsenal players? For me, I want them all to succeed. But I would say, like you, probably Pepe. I'd say Pepe because of the scrutiny. Joe Willett because a lot of men are hot and cold with him. Bellerin because of the same sort of reasons. I'd say that's it. I want everybody to succeed equally, but I'd say that's it, really, my guy. I share exactly what you're saying, man. Big up yourself, man. It depends. AFC, it depends who you're watching on AFC. I know there's a bunch of people doing up the same old thing, but there used to be, at least, and there still is. There's some people that level-headed and some gems out there, man. It is what it is. Howie, my guy, come on. Bro, I appreciate you lot giving me your time. It feels like I'm talking to the man them right here, people. You know, it could have been one of them dead streams, but there's 300, 400 of you at a time. It's been lovely speaking, people. And as you can see, I'm not getting the hell out of it, even though I keep saying I would. I'm going to get the hell out of here in a sec now, people. All Eyes on Me said, would you take Szoboszlai on a permanent? If he gets back to his form towards the end of last season, yeah. The way it's moving at the moment, no, let's slap that money on the hours or the Szoboszlais or whatever Arteta wants to do with his squad. As C said, stop spamming. Elliot, yes, he is injured. Thank you very much, Howie DG. The truth, it means a lot. A man said, don't leave DG. I gotta eat, bro. I gotta eat, fam. You know I'm gonna be back, man. I'm like a bad smell for you guys on YouTube. I never get out of it at all. Iwobi's a decent player, but I like that, man. I like that. Cold turkey. Nah, man. I'm gonna, bro, you're gonna see some streams. You lot gotta give me topics to speak about and all them things. I'm gonna be here for you guys, man. You know I never run away and leave you lot high and dry, man. Bro, trust me, I'm gonna go get my food in a sec, man. Love for that, man. I would say Joe, Nelson, Smith Rowe, Eddie, these guys, they should stay at the club and should push for Arteta, but there is a case for them to go out on loan, play consistent football, try and get 20, 30 games in a season, you know. I'm not doing a watch along today, but this was the thing at the moment, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Through the middle, as an actual number 9 striker, Calvert-Lewin. It clearly is Calvert-Lewin. Through the middle, as a striker, as a player, I'm taking Martial. Man, yeah, Trump's gone. Fuck Trump, man. Dickhead, you. And on that note, let's end this. People, I'm out of here now. Please make sure you spam the like button. You know, we've done well in terms of that. We've been here about 38 minutes over time. It's always a pleasure speaking to you lot, whoever you are, wherever you are. You know, I'll be back again not before too long, but you know, all good things have to come to an end. So shout out to everyone for supporting the thing. Shout out to all the love. Also, shout out to all the haters. You know, I know your galleys looking at, man, and that. And let me give them a little pose. You don't know. Like, on that note, though, as Omar said, people, deluded. I'm out, man. Come on, big up all the likes. Smash the like buttons like Khabib. You know the thing. Come on. Like he said, you know, 470 likes. That's a mad thing for me. Love for doing that, my guy, man. Mickey, final one. Let's hope he does, let's hope he does play Aubameyang through the middle. Sorry, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we're gonna see that today. I hope that is the case, though. On that note, though, I'm out, man. DS Boss and everyone else, take care. Bow.